spring, as you fellows know, has arrived, and that means it's time for some spring cleaning. But this morning, we're not talking about your house or your closet. We're actually talking about tidying up your soul. Getting deep on you this morning. The author of The Key to Life will join us live with some ways of how you can do this. That's coming up. Spring arrives tonight, 11:51, and our next guest hopes to inspire spring cleansing of your soul, perhaps. In his new book, The Key to Life, Living in Full Expression, life strategist and author Jim Phillips offers advice on how to lighten your load, embrace the new, and experience a little more joy in your life. This morning, he joins us via Skype with these tips. And good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. So how do we live our life in full expression? What does that mean?
Well, it really means getting to the core of who we are. And the unfortunate thing is most of us associate with labels that we've been given, roles that we play, and we don't really get to the absolute truth of who we are. And that's living from our core essence. And that's what I believe life's about. It's about each one of us getting to that and then living in full expression of that. And I know that sounds like it might be a little ethereal, but it really is about all of us recognizing that we're not who we believe we are and really getting to that core of who we are.
But how can you do that? Because again, so many of us have been labeled one thing or another, or go through life thinking we're one thing or another. How do you peel back all of that to really figure out who you indeed are?
Well, the first thing that I have folks do is really we have to look at our thoughts and our beliefs, and we have to determine whether or not they're true, number one, because so much of what we believe and we have taken on have come from other people, things that we've read, the media, I mean, wherever it comes from. And the unfortunate thing is, or fortunate, is that we make our decisions about our lives based on those thoughts that we have, and of course, the things that we hold as true. And so we have to question, are they true? And then number one, are they my beliefs as opposed to somebody else's? So when we get to what we honestly believe is true, and I believe that comes from really tapping into our hearts, tapping into our soul, and to the inspirations and intentions our soul desires. Then we start to peel away all those things that are not us, that allow us to experience the truth of who we are.
And you say, you know that you always have a choice.
Right. Every moment we are at a point of choice. As an example, as we're doing this conversation right now, I have a choice of what I can say or not say. And then whatever results from that, whatever the consequence might be of whatever I decide to say, is going to be what that is. And I think that people get to a point in life where we feel like, you know, my life really hasn't been as good as I hoped it would be. I haven't accomplished the things I wanted to accomplish. There is something within me that has this incredible desire to be expressed. Well, the choice is, how do I allow that to be expressed? And then getting back to the whole idea of thoughts and beliefs, what is it I'm holding on to that's preventing me from allowing that which desires to be expressed through me to be expressed?
And you said there's a third key. What is that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
The third key, about life moving, life always changing, right?
Well, yes, life is not static. It is always moving and it's always expanding. And I think that one of the challenges that we have is that we'll make a decision as to what we want to do or how we want to experience something, and we'll work specifically towards that. And then if we don't accomplish it exactly as it is, we feel like somehow we failed, or that somehow life has failed us. And the truth is that whatever we put out there as being the experience that we want is only one potential out of limitless potential. And while it's good to have that experience that we want to move towards, it's even better to, well, as we move towards it, but to allow the unlimited potential to also be available to us. And what typically will happen is that we will move towards what it is we're trying to accomplish and experience, but we'll have a much grander experience because we've allowed all the potential to come in, which is going to support us in that experience.
So let's bring it into what's happening now. Everyone is terrified about this coronavirus, of feeling isolated, feeling helpless. How do you apply the tools that you've given us into what's happening now in current society to maybe just lessen the heaviness that we're all feeling?
Yeah, and it is amazing. It's unfortunate we're going through this, but yet we are. And when I say we, I'm talking about everybody. So there isn't anybody on the planet that's excluded from this experience that we're currently having. It's about each one of us taking responsibility for our own lives. And right now is a perfect example of what we can do that not only benefits us individually, but also benefits all of those around us. So let's just suppose we're not dealing with the coronavirus. Anytime we make choices, anytime we are living in full expression of our truth, we're serving an example to others of what's possible for them. So as we do what we know we need to do based on what the CDC is saying, as we do social distancing, and as we make better choices in terms of washing our hands and things of that nature, not only are we helping ourselves, but we're protecting those around us, those that we love, and preventing further spread of the virus. So it's just being aware of that, being a little bit more vigilant in what we're doing and how we're approaching day-to-day life, because it has changed for now.
It sure has. The book, again, is called The Key to Life, Living in Full Expression. The author is Jim Phillips. He is a strategist and author. Thank you so much for your time this morning. I think you gave a lot of people some hope out there. And the information on how you can, yes, and the information how you can contact him there on your screen, all social media platforms. Thank you again, Mr. Phillips.